What is up, YouTubers and YouTubies, those who partake in YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. So I said I was going to do a follow-up to my TRT video a while back, and a lot of people have even messaged me on Instagram asking me when I'm going to do one. So it's finally time. So I'm going to give my spiel about TRT and update you on that side of things, and then I'm going to go into kind of what's been going on. So if you're here for the TRT, I'm going to go over all that first. Okay, so last time I spoke to you guys, it was several months ago. I was doing 100 milliliters a week. So when it was time to move to Michigan, I actually met with, hang on a second. Just realized the light wasn't on. There we go, a little bit better. I met with a hormone specialist doctor, and we increased my dose from 100 to 200 a week. Now, 200 a week is when I've always felt my best. I notice when I start to go a little bit higher than that in the past, that's when I start to get some of the negative side effects. But at 200, it's kind of the right balancing act for me. I don't really experience any side effects, and I have peak energy and muscle building effects. I did the went to 200 a week, instantly noticed a huge increase in energy, which came in handy for the move. We moved up to Michigan, and now this is where we live, in Saginaw. So shout out to Saginaw. Never thought I'd live here, but here we are. And with that dose of 200 a week, I increased my cardio and or walking and decided to do a photo shoot for the 4th of July, which is when we went back down to Florida. Sorry, that's kind of all over the place, but that's kind of the update of what has happened. I felt great going into that, and I was fighting against my body and some of the medications I was taking. I was still taking prednisone at the time, which wasn't easy to cut on, but I ended up doing it, and I will show you some of the photos from that, just to kind of show you where I can get with 200 in a couple months, basically. So here is that. About to do a quick little photo shoot, and the key to get a good pump, we're gonna go with a Snickers bar and some salt. It's gonna be crazy. Let's go. So in preparation for this photo shoot, I increased my steps all the way up to about 20,000 steps a day. I wasn't doing any active cardio, but I was also resistance training several times a week. And you can see I got pretty lean, especially for someone in my condition. But this was all on 200 a week, and I was feeling pretty good. And then here's a before and after of when I started the cut in February and then in July. Okay, and I also want to note about a month before those photos were taken, I did do a body fat scan on an in-body. And as you can see, I did it twice in a row because the first time it messed up and didn't print. So we're at 12.2, 12.1, so we can say the low 12%. And I know in-body scans are not the most accurate thing in the world, but my argument to that is always, if I'm consistently wrong, then I can still gauge where my progress is at. Now, I know those can be manipulated by water and things, but if you consistently do it, I did it early in the morning before I had drank a lot of water and that kind of thing. So I'll do it again here shortly and kind of gauge it from there, which leads me to my next point. So in the midst of getting ready for that show, I also, actually it might have been after, but either way, I finally did get my test levels checked, and it was actually a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. So I got it checked, and I can't find my paperwork where it's at. I lost it. But I do know I got my levels checked, I think 3 days after injecting. So the way I inject is I do 100 milliliters on Monday morning, and then I do 100 on Monday evening and 100 on Thursday morning. We're trying to do that the best I can. And also with meeting with the hormone specialist, he also put me on HCG 3 times a week. Now, I'll be honest, I do not always do that, but I do have HCG, usually do it like once a week. And the main reason I'm not super consistent with that is, one, it's a little bit more expensive when you start adding things together. And 2, I'm not super worried about staying fertile or the testes atrophying, because I am already infertile from all the chemotherapy, so I'm not super worried about that. I haven't had any issues with the atrophy thing, not that I've noticed, or had any issues that Savannah has noticed or she told me about. So anyway, off of that subject. So my levels were at 1300. Now that is a little bit high if you consider what your normal natural levels are. Now, I don't know anyone who's naturally at 1300. I've heard of people naturally at close to 1000. But the thing is with TRT, you want to test right before you inject. So this was 3 days after. I probably should have waited 4 days, or the best way to kind of get it is inject on like a Sunday and then right before your next injection. So maybe because what happens is your levels peak like a day or two after you inject, and then they start to come down pretty fast. So that's why I like to do 2 injections, because I notice when I do 1 in the week, by the next Saturday, I'm like down in the way down here. So if I do the 2, I have less of this and a little bit more of this, if that makes sense. So no matter what your dose is, something you maybe can do to help you feel a little bit more steady is break up your injections. I've even heard of people in HRT clinic specialists even suggest up to 4 times a week. You just break up your dose into that many a week. Personally, I like 2. I've tried 3. I've even tried 4. It's just too many injections for me without as many benefits. 2 is optimal for me personally. So 1300 was pretty high. I will get it checked again now that I'm kind of leveled off with everything. I'll get it checked again, I think, in 2 or 3 weeks. So that's where I'm at with that. Now let's go on to updates. So obviously I said that I moved up to Michigan. So my best friend had a business opportunity and I came up here in hopes to get that launched. But it has kind of bumped things back and some plans have changed, but that's fine. In the meantime, I've been taking care of some VA stuff with my prior service. I've been growing my Lawless Fitness coaching business, and if you're interested in that, the link will be in the bio. What else? Another thing that I have decided, and I think why I'm getting back here on YouTube, because I want to document this, is I have decided I want to compete again early next year. So I have several months of a bulk or off season that I want to really focus on that, and I think what I'm going to do is hire a coach. I finally found someone who does bodybuilding coach, and he works in conjunction in a business with a woman who is a registered dietitian and has experience in the oncology field. So something that I need to personally worry about is the way my organs function and the medications I'm on, and I can't get too crazy. So if I ever think in this next several months, if my health is taking a hit, I will back off and I will pull the plug and I won't hesitate to move that show date. But as of right now, I plan on competing again. I guess I say early next year, more like mid next year. So late spring, early summer is what I have my eyes set on. So that being said, I now have time with the kids being in school, with the wife working. I have time to do more YouTube content. So I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about the TRT, and I am no TRT expert, but I will give my personal experience of what's going on there. And I will also show what I have been doing and what I will be doing to get ready for the show next year. So that being said, leave some comments below of some content that you guys would like to see, maybe my day-to-day life, more fitness stuff. Let me know what you guys are interested in, and we will go from there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned because we got a lot more coming. All right, I'm gonna be administering my prescription. YouTube, it's a prescription. I do not encourage the use of unauthorized drugs, so don't do that. Use what you're prescribed, people. Here we go.
Someplace with a pool then?
Do, 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 do.
Hello, Michael. Hello.
There we go. That easy. So sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the injections do hurt a little bit. The injection that I did in this leg several days ago is still very sore when I stretch it. I definitely feel it. That one did not hurt at all going in. Might be sore in the next couple days, but sometimes it's not. It just depends on where it hits. So yeah.